Hello, I'm Clint Crisp, and I'm here to talk to you about how to feed a beef animal to their target weight. In order to feed beef cattle to a target weight, we need to define what a target weight is. A target weight is the end goal. It is the final weight of an animal when you get to the show. So how do you establish a target weight? You need to have a target weight goal for each of your show calves whenever you start feeding them to prepare for show season. For example, if I purchase a show steer in September and he weighs 600 pounds, how much do I want him to weigh when I show him in April? If I want him to weigh 1,200 pounds, then 1,200 pounds is my target weight and the goal for that calf. Now you need to calculate how many pounds per day your show steer needs to gain in order to reach 1,200 pounds in April. Your steer weighs 600 pounds now in September, needs to gain 600 pounds in April. So September to April is 7 months, or roughly 210 days. If we divide 600 pounds by 210 days, we can determine that the show steer needs to gain 2.86 pounds per day. For the rest of this presentation, my brother Matt and I will be giving you tips to help you feed your animal to reach its target weight. Let's talk about show calf management. Success in the show ring is often determined by what you do at home. Success at the show starts with management, and it starts when you begin the show season, not 30 days or 2 weeks before the show. Managing your show cattle daily is extremely important. One way to manage the feeding of your calves is to feed each calf individually. By feeding your calves individually in their own feed trough or feed pan, you can determine if the calf is eating enough feed or if they're going off feed or have stopped eating. It's difficult to determine how much feed an animal is consuming if they are eating in a trough with other calves. Once you have begun feeding your calves separately, you can feed some calves more feed, you can hold some calves back on feed, or you can determine if you need to change feeds for a certain calf. Remember, each calf is different, and so they cannot all be fed the same way. Before you can effectively manage how a calf is eating, you need to know exactly how many pounds the calf is eating per day. If I ask you how much you're feeding your calf per day, and you tell me 2 scoops, that did not answer my question. Weigh your scoops or buckets when they're empty. Then weigh them when they're full of feed and subtract the difference. This will let you know how many pounds each scoop will hold. If you do not have a weigh scale at home, ask your parents if you can borrow their bathroom scale to weigh your feed. Remember, not all scoops are created equally, as some hold more pounds than others. In fact, not all feeds are created equal either. Some feeds weigh more than others. You cannot feed your animal an accurate amount if you do not calculate and weigh it out. Speaking of weighing, it is important to weigh your calves every 30 to 60 days to ensure they are gaining the appropriate amount each day and are on track. Let's go back to my 600-pound show steer, for example. If my steer is supposed to be gaining 2.86 pounds per day, but I weigh him in 30 days and he's gaining 2.2 pounds per day, I need to make changes. But I would not know this if I didn't weigh him. Remember, whenever you're walking your calf across the scales at the show, it's too late to make management decisions about feed. One last tip on management. Cattle are creatures of habit. You need to create routine feeding schedules for them. If you feed your animals twice per day at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., then you need to continue to do that every day, even on the weekends. Maintaining a consistent feeding schedule will help your animals stay on feed and on track. Also, make sure you are providing clean water to your show calves daily and keeping their troughs clean. Daily routines and proper management and care of your show calves provides a stress-free environment for them and helps them gain weight toward your established target weight.
Hello, I'm Matt Crisp, Feed and Animal Health Specialist with Tennessee Farmers Cooperative. Like Clint, I have a few tips to help you not only succeed in the show ring, but also have nutritional success in your feed program. When feeding your show calf, we typically recommend 2% of the animal's body weight, along with free choice hay, either during the day or during the night. For example, a 500-pound calf will need to consume around 10 pounds of grain per day, along with all the hay that it wants during either the day or night. Remember, as calves get bigger, they require more feed, so likewise, a 1,000-pound calf will need to consume around 20 pounds of grain per day and all the hay that it wants. 20 pounds a day is a lot for your calf to consume in one setting, so I would suggest breaking it up into 2 feedings. Feed 10 pounds in the morning and 10 pounds in the evening. This will help your calf to maintain the needed intake of nutrients by increasing its metabolism and reducing the potential for bloat. Most of the conversation around the show ring revolves around what brand of feed you're feeding or what someone is putting in their feed. Most of us forget about one of the most important parts of the feed program, which is good quality hay. Hay is what makes the rumen in your show calf able to process things like corn, oats, and cottonseed meal, and then turn those things into energy and protein. Hay is also an important factor in maintaining your calf's overall gut health and pH. Be aware the type of stool your calf is producing. Loose stool can be a result of an imbalance in the rumen, and you will need to cut back the amount of grain and increase the forage to help maintain the rumen balance. Loose stools also can be a result of parasites or bacterial infections that can affect your calf's weight gain. I recommend worming and vaccinating at the appropriate times as well. Supplementing is a common practice when feeding show cattle. Using grain products like corn, oats, barley, and beet pulp can be useful as the show date gets closer. These commodities will allow you to tailor your feed program to each animal's needs. There are also several different manufactured supplements that are designed to be added to the feed to help increase fat or protein levels in your base feed. Remember, each animal is different. One may not need to be supplemented and the other may. A common misconception is that you should mix 2 complete feeds together to make your show feed. This is highly discouraged because you are taking 2 balanced feeds and diluting them to make an unbalanced feed that may cause rumen distress and imbalances you may not notice until later down the road. Start with a good quality show feed and you'll be better off using individual supplements to get you where you want to be. As you approach the last 45 to 60 days, it is important that you weigh your calf to know if they are close to the target weight. If you need to hold your calf back, you may want to replace some of the grain with hay and beet pulp to help maintain a fresh appearance without starving the animal. We hope this video has been informational, and good luck this show season.